welcome back everyone, welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back to the 2025 KungFu Cup number 7 StarCraft Evolution Edition. Welcome to the semi-finals. We just wrapped up with the quarterfinals, just wrapped up with ByuN versus Mixu and Geralt versus Icelin, and now we have the two winners of said matches facing off against each other in the semis. ByuN versus Icelin in a TvT. We did feature a very unique style of mass Banshee, mass Sky Terran, but I'm curious how this TvT plays out. Instead, let's go. Jumping to game one. Game one is going to be on Abyssal Reef. Let us go. Also, shout out to those in the chat. I see a lot of discussion going on about some brutal units. True. Let's go. Arbiters are like a mashup of Oracle Mothership. It was a regular unit. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, I do wish we saw more Arbiters. Again, they're typically locked behind late game tech and they're a rarer sight, but they're very impactful. They're very impactful, especially with their stasis traps, or stasis fields, I should say. But here we go. We are jumping into our semifinals, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Brood War. Oh, wait, it's not a TvT, by the way. The Brood War Terran player, it is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the SC2 Protoss player from the land of China. Switching to Protoss, not Terran, avoiding the TvT matchup. Clem, is that you? It is Icelin. Here we go. Okay, so I was looking forward to a TvT, but that is not the case. That is not happening. I mean, again, we did see Mixu, for example, playing a Brood War Terran, not Brood War Zerg. So certain players have certain matchups that they do prefer over others. So it is going to be a PvT instead, and we'll see how this all does come together. Let's go. As we lead into one of the larger maps, I'm not too fond of the idea of ByuN opening up with his patented 3-rack stim timing. We have seen ByuN embrace other builds like double factory mass vulture. He has embraced that in the past. We'll see what he goes for. For now, economic opener. For now, ranks into expansion gases. So standard more greedy opener here. Because there's no gases, yeah, he's going for 3 racks. There we go. Second racks is on the way, and we should be seeing a third racks thereafter into the academy, into stim. So it does look like that stim timing once again out of ByuN. For the most part, Icelin, he has seen what's coming his way, and there are multiple ways to deal with this. As we mentioned before, we can respond with a Robo into fast Immortal into fast Colossus production. We could even respond the same way that Geralt did, if you recall, with earlier sentries, slowing down the army in the center of the map and force fielding specifically these ramps. There are a lot of choke points to take advantage of here on Abyssal Reef. This is what makes this map so much more defendable on 2 and even 3 bases, is that choke point, is how narrow the ramp is. So defending against these early timings is easier on Abyssal Reef. But it comes down to the execution. So our eyes are going to be on Icelin. Oh, my apologies, I should fix up the name. Bam, there we go. So do we fix it up? Likewise, third racks is finishing, gases are being taken, and here comes the academy. The academy is on the way, working towards stim. Working towards that 3-rack stim timing. Again, this is just a very popular, very prevalent build amongst Brood War Terran players in every single matchup, actually. Every matchup. And I appreciate this from Icelin. He's blindly going for his Robo Opener. I say blindly, he did see the early 2 racks, so he knows. He knows what's going on. Robo Opener back at home. From here, we can go into the Safety Immortal and start working towards Colossus, and that is a secure way to shut this down. Still comes down to the control, still comes down to the execution, but Icelin has the tools to defend. So a very safe opener from our Protoss player. Very safe. From here, Sim is being researched. Medics and Marines are amassing. And soon, ByuN, he will pull the trigger. There we go. Once the medics do arrive, does move out. We have the Safety Immortal on the way. We have the Safety Sentries massing up as well. Scan does miss the tech. Oh, he bobs and weaves, and the Robo does avoid the scans. Let's go. Very unfortunate. The 2 scans did miss all of the tech. There's the bait for the Colossus, but this still comes down to the force field. Here we go. How quickly does Icelin react? How quickly does he respond? As ByuN, he's soon going to stim off that ramp. 3 more seconds. I think we need that force field. It has to be on point, has to be on time. Oh, he sees. Does see the army, does know. Don't get baited though. As Icelin dragged out in the open for a moment. Immortal has arrived. Behind this, ByuN is transitioning out of this. Does them in. Nice force field, very nice force field. Half the Marines, they get caught out. And with that, Icelin holds. Whew. Okay. He made it. He made it past the first step, and now comes the next step here. Now comes the mid game. ByuN back at home. We have +1 on the way. We have, I keep forgetting the name of this upgrade. It's like U like 69 shells. It's like 369 shells. And range upgrade for Marines. One day I'll remember the number. I'll remember. We'll get there. But range upgrade for the Marines. Getting into more Raxes. Getting into more ByuN, I should say. No 3rd CC yet. And ByuN does preserve his army at least. Does move out. U238, not 239. One number off. We almost got there. You know what it is. As ByuN does rotate, does get on top of the expansion, will force a cancel. Yeah, last army's out of position. Oof, there's a cancellation. Likewise, stimming on in. Oh, and the army gets caught out completely. Yeah, Icelin caught with his pants down. A sentry goes down, no force fields. A brutal trade, much more efficient here for the Terran. And a very strong start for ByuN. He makes up for the otherwise earlier timing. What does he get? He gets 2 Stalkers, 1 Sentry, and a cancellation on the expansion. So very nice damage. Oh my god. What is happening? As we did open Colossus, which is normal, right? Colossus opener into what? Typically into a ground army. Meanwhile, double scan does see the double Stargate, something that I was not expecting. But now ByuN knows. ByuN, he's aware that double Stargate into what? Colossus Phoenix? No shot. Void Ray? Rush into Skytoss? What's happening? What's show us the fleet beacon? There it is. Okay, rushing into Skytoss. He's crazy. Now, can he survive? Now, the map itself is going to be helping the Protoss. Remember, like, Abyssal Reef is the 2nd largest map of the map pool, 2nd largest only to Neon Violet Square. It's also very defendable. It favors turtle play. 1, because of this, you fully wall off the natural. You can focus your defenses here at the 3rd. Likewise, the 4th and 5th base are also all centralized. All these bases are right next to each other. It is easier to rotate between them to defend against drop play, to get ready for main pushes. Wraith does hit the natural. And comes in for a scout to confirm. Does go in, he does get eyes on the fleet beacon, he knows. And ByuN, his goal here is to break his opponent before Skytoss. Now the map is going to be helping the Protoss defend, that is true, but this is still, I mean, look at this army. 2 Colossus and a Sentry, and an Immortal. Like this, there's barely anything here. And ByuN, he's moving in. We'll see if we can get within range of the expansion. We're rushing into Tempest, Tempest are on the way. And this army is just so bare bones. Colossus, they swipe away the bio. Tank shots going off. Tank shots do go off. He's within range of the expansion. The Nexus under fire. And I don't know if Icelin can actually get on top of this. He's trying to. Yeah, the Immortal goes down instantly. The Immortal goes down. Ooh, brutal volleys going off here on the main army. And he cannot push in. Without charge, there's no way to collapse on this army. Either with charge or maybe with a surround with Blink Stalkers, but there's no Blink. Oh, the Tempest have arrived though. True. Does the Tempest. Tanks, they target fire the Colossus. They get 1. Very nice target firing. 1 Colossus goes out, but the Tempest, they arrive just in time. Whew. And Icelin holds. Not the cleanest holds. He almost lost the base. More importantly, did lose a Colossus. 1 Colossus did go down. That was a brutal loss here for the Protoss. But he holds. He defends. He's building up more Tempest. He saves the expansion. And the game will continue. Okay, now from here, we're going into mass anti-air. We're going into mech. Okay, so we had the initial stim timing, and now full mech. The Raxes are going to be used as overlords. So we're floating out the Raxes to just scout, to get vision across the map, and we're going into pure Goliath, into some extra mixture of units here. We have Wraith production underway with Cloak as well, so Wraith Goliath. It's building up for ByuN. Likewise, of course, Siege Mode was research, getting into double armory, double upgrades. ByuN is going to be expanding, going for a, I would say, ninja base. The standard bases are the center expansions. These 2 bases are much more standard, so ByuN to peel off towards the right hand side is cheeky. Cheeky move here by ByuN. Going for that more hidden expansion. does move out. Upgrades are done for the Goliaths. He's got 1-1 as well. He does catch the Observer. And again, this army doesn't really have much support. There's no beef to this. There's still no charge, like charge lots would be ideal. Like Zealots here to support this army, to close the distance, to tank the Goliath shots, to even get on top of them and collapse on them. Instead, we almost have like a quote-unquote mech composition as well, like mass, like robo Stargate units. There it is. Charge has begun. I am personally a little bit nervous about how late this is, but it's on the way. And ByuN, he scans. He doesn't like what he sees. ByuN backs off. ByuN, he backs off. We're getting into a longer game. Okay, we're building up here. Building up our forces. We are making 2 raids at a time. Raids, of course, they do have some solid anti-air. They do have single target anti-air. Bear that in mind. But they're going to be nice supportive units against everything that his opponent has. Bearing in mind that this army that is being built up, it's very heavily air-based. Tempest and Colossus also in the air, technically. Instead of what I would say is a more robust composition with Skytoss and Storm, Skytoss and High Templar and Archons. Templar Archives on the way, but we have 2 more Robos. Like, the Robos tell us we still intend to commit into a Robo-based composition. I mean, Immortals will be a nice supportive unit as well against the mech, true, like Immortal Storm. Meanwhile, Tempest, they move out. This is very risky. Thankfully, there is a recall. But here come the Wraiths. They come in. They 2-shot. They get 1. And they barely get to 2 Tempests go down. Massive loss there for Icelin. ByuN, he's pushing right down mid. He's going for it. He knows that Icelin is vulnerable. He's moving in. Yeah, we'll take down Logan Expansion. Does force a cancel. Likewise, Race, they collapse in once again. Where's the anti-air? No Stalker support, no Archons, no Storm. Another Tempest goes down. And the Race, they just go uncontested. Uncontested at this point. Yeah, Tempest falling one after the other. Again, I said he needed a little bit more time here to support his army with anything else. Yeah, Goliath, they trade well against the Colossus. And the tanks are just forcing their way through the ramp into the natural. Yo, you'd have some spider mines. Oh my god. Brutal connections. Chargels, they do trade well for themselves, but at this point it's just too little too late. Yeah, the ByuN army from the start of the game stims in. Takes down the Archon. There's nothing left. There's 2 Tempest and 1 Colossus. And from there, ByuN has done it. ByuN has done it. He has broken through. It was an interesting build here by Icelin, but clearly he just needed a little bit more time to actually support his army. To get into charge, get into Immortals. He's making 2 more Colossus at a time. He's crazy. And also, he had no idea that Wraiths were being amassed. True, right? He had no idea. He had very limited scouting information himself. As Goliath, they just stutter step forward. They take down the Tempest one after the other. They're what Thors wish they could be. As one Tempest survives. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and with that, ByuN is breaking the natural. He's breaking the natural. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead, and we'll see if Icelin can recover and bounce back. And even if he does commit to Protoss, remember, he did play Terran earlier against Geralt, but that was for a TvP. We'll see if he still commits to Protoss or if he switches back. What's it going to be? As game 2 is going to be on Blue Storm. Let's go. Here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Blue Storm, we have our South Korean. God, they changed places again. God, there we go. We have our South Korean Terran player, the SE2 Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brood War Protoss player, so he's committing to Protoss here. We have the Brood War Protoss himself from the land of China. It is Icelin. Here we go. Just catching up in the chat. Oh, yo, we got some lore explanations in the chat. The U in the U2H shells is for uranium. Ah, there you go. Did not know that. Did not know that. Are there medics now in SC2? Oh, thanks in the chat for of course chiming in and for helping maybe some newer viewers out. But yes, this is a mod, StarCraft Evolution. Personally, I do find it as a nice bit of fresh air. It's definitely, it has a little bit of a learning curve to it when it comes to tuning in and watching, but yeah, I do really enjoy it as a nice alternative to SC2 every now and then. I mean, I say that we do cast quite a bit of StarCraft Evolution nowadays. Of course, StarCraft 2 is still our main game to cover, but it's been great to sprinkle in some StarCraft Evolution from time to time and some Warcraft 3 Evolution as well. Warcraft 3 Evolution, that is crazy. That's that is unhinged with how insane that can get. Just seeing like soul heroes taking on entire armies. Meanwhile, we do go for the gas steal. Okay, probes scout across the map into the gas steal. Do have our Icelin being a little bit cheeky here, as we do have our initial economic opener. So Rax expand, a single gas opener out of ByuN is going to be opening up economically as we settle in. And also, thank you so much. Shout out to Iron BZ in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted. Oh, sorry, I said gifted sub. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Warcraft 3 Evo is even more weird, though I have a hard time watching it and actually understanding anything because I never watched Warcraft 3. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I would say similarly, there's still a bit to Warcraft 3 Evolution that I do not grasp as a caster, but it's still quite enjoyable. Still a lot of fun. I would say that that mod is a little bit more rough around the edges. It's a little bit less refined than StarCraft Evolution. A little bit less refined, but enjoyable, entertaining nonetheless. For now, we do have our initial opener here. This is a little more standard. This is what we expect a little bit more to see. It is going to be a Robo opener, most likely into a Reaver drop. If you recall, Geralt, he did play around a little bit with Reavers, but for the most part, Geralt, he was hyper aggressive with Dragoons, if you recall. Oh, this is different though. So Dragoon opener into faster Forge, faster +1, Robo into a faster Observatory, not Reaver drop. Okay, I see you. Let him cook. Let it. So very different. I was getting ahead of myself. So it looks like we are going to be committing here to a Dragoon army early on. Behind this, ByuN is going for his own 111 early tank production. This 111 could have been like a Cyclone drop, Widowmine drop, early Hellion. Scan into the main does confirm the Robo setup alongside the Observatory, not the Robotics Bay. Oh my. And this is what I mean. Like this is a really weird setup. Like, what was the Forge for? We went early Forge for early cannon defense. Yeah, okay, we went early Forge for the cannon, not for +1, into a Stargate. Into Scout Harass, I would imagine. No shot, we're rushing into Carrier. No shot. Where are you taking us, man? Where are you taking us? Oh no. Strap it. Where we're going, we don't need no Reavers. Double Stargate. Okay, double Stargate. I would imagine initially scouts at least before the fleet peaking. Like this is so tech heavy. Like to go for the Robo into Forge, into Cannon, into Observatory, into double Stargate. Like this is the army. Two Dragoons. Like the army is non-existent, and ByuN's moving out. Oh no, we're rushing into Carrier. It's a fleet peaking. Not even scouts early on. He's crazy. Yo, this is illegal. I think this might be over before it began here. This is crazy. ByuN is already arriving. Tank will siege within range of the mineral line. I mean, the cannons are here to help support, but they won't defend against this. Oh god. Oh no. Not like this. As we do get 6 probe kills in the mineral line. Ay ay ay. Still rallying a second tank across the map. I mean, again, the cannons will help against any kind of bio move-in or any kind of like bio committed push, but the tank doesn't care. The tank is within range of the Nexus. Oh no, that is actually insane. From the other side of the wall, the tank is shelling away. Second tank has arrived. Dragoons, they cannot touch this. Oh, they get punished. Carrier production has begun. But remember what we mentioned earlier. like we spoke about this during the Monty Hall game with Geralt, right? Carriers in Brood War, they spawn in with only 4 interceptors. Like, they're not really too impactful until after their upgrades. Like these carriers that are coming out are not a big power spike for the Protoss player. Like, the Marine Army and the Vikings here from ByuN may just be enough. Nice, tank shots are going up. Nexus is on fire. Yo, remember when Protoss buildings caught fire? I appreciate it. As the Nexus goes down, we are slowly pushing our way forward. And last Icelin is going to be stuck on 1 base, building up his carriers. They spawn with 0 interceptors. You know what I mean. They spawn with a capacity of 4 interceptors. Is what my comments meant. You know what I mean. As the assimilators are going to be cleaned up. Likewise, the interceptor upgrade has completed, so now we have 6. Now we can build up to 6. Sorry, build up to 8, my apologies. So I have more interceptors building up, but at this point, ByuN, he can just chill. Then he just backs off. ByuN, he doesn't even push in. He's like, you know what? I killed your natural. I killed your base. I see what you're up to. I'ma just chill. I'ma just pull away. We're getting into stim, combat shields. Remember, this is all a push without any bio upgrades. The main threat of that army was the tanks, and because there's no stim, ByuN cannot dive onto this army. But soon he will, right? Stim is almost done. Combat shields, extra Vaxes as well. Third TC on location. There's nothing rushing ByuN. There's nothing pressuring him to try to break this position. He can just chill. He rotates, checks for a third. There is no third base. From here, he can have a better angle of attack. Tower's going to be rocks being knocked down. ByuN, he does see the army. He does see the interceptors, or the carriers. Now he's moving in. Does move in. Tank is going up. And he has Stim. And with that, he can focus on the set interceptors. Tanks, they shut down the Dragoons. And from here, he can Stim, and he can win. And he can take down those carriers one after the other. I say that they do barely escape. They're barely getting away, but the interceptors, they just don't do much here. They're trying to focus on the medevac. The medevac survives. No shot. There we go. Finally, it goes down. Oh, 1 carrier falls, though. And GG gets called. Man with gun is too good, Pappy is too good, and ByuN, he will take the series at 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. That was a crazy build out of Icelin. Remember, it was a gate opener, gate cybercore into Robo Forge, into Observatory, into cannons, into double Stargate, fleet beacon carrier. It was so tech heavy. It was such a tech heavy build. Remember, he was defending with 2 Dragoons, and a handful of cannons, but specifically because of the map. And I can see this build working a little bit better on maps where you have a ramp, right? Where you have a ramp and you have the high ground, and you can just turtle up on 2 bases and try to cannon up that ramp and cannon up that natural. But specifically here, as you saw, there is that brutal position where tanks can actually shell away at the base from the other side of the wall. Like that was just a brutal position, and because of that, the cannons don't help, right? The cannons did nothing. So specifically on that map, that build is that much weaker, that much more abusable, and yeah, it fell in its face. I can see that build being more effective on other maps, but specifically on Blue Storm, like ByuN punished that quite hard. Did punch it quite hard with those tanks, and alas, because of that, Icelin, he was stuck on 1 base. He didn't have his 2 base economy, and he wasn't really able to get into his build properly and wasn't able to take advantage of it. Again, I can see that build working on other maps, not here though, not on Blue Storm. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN's advanced on to the grand finals, and we're now getting ready here for our lower semis. Up next is going to be a ZVT between 3 Point and Bratok. Let's go.